You're being too open. Or maybe you're just speaking in a room with people who don't value what you're doing. Just yesterday, I sat down with a mate and I was asked the dreaded question. What did you do last night? You over-justify, over-explain. So we think being too open is an issue. But what if you're just being open with the wrong audience? This video will answer one question. Are you being too open or just frightened you won't be accepted by people? In reality, you are starved of feeling like everything you're doing is just a complete waste of time. So you're begging for assurance that you're on the right track from people that don't actually care. You see, people are now more judgmental than ever before. Somehow, whatever you do, someone is going to disagree or invalidate your progress. And that eats at you more than you enjoy a takeaway on Friday night. Okay, seriously, we need to talk if that's really happening to you. So maybe you've passed an exam you never thought possible. Perhaps you've conquered your fear of flying and you wanted to share it with the world. Small wins, you know? But nobody actually acknowledges your win here. You even told your best friend and they forgot what you said the minute TikTok sent them a notification. Enter the excuses and defense. Yeah, but they were tired. Yeah, but they told me they were busy. Yeah, but they had their own things going on. So do you. But that's not even the worst bit. You see, you keep telling people that clearly don't seem to give a monkeys about what you're talking about. And strangely, whenever they're excelling at something, they're always pointing out how they're better than you. If you have friends like that, you might need to ask yourself a different question. If all they have time to do is bring you down, how much meaningful progress are they actually making? Ironically, this is one of the largest traps a lot of us can fall into. You become closed up, completely unrecognizable from the open book you once were. But there is just a tiny bit of fuel left in the tank that compels you to keep going. And pretty soon, you realize the competition you're really up against is really overwhelming. And at this point, the only thing left that allows you to convince yourself that what you're doing is correct is simply lining yourself up against the best of the best in whatever it is that you're doing. Maybe you're playing football, maybe you're getting better at an instrument or something like that, whatever. You've just started your journey and you're comparing yourself to people that are 10 years ahead of you, all because your ego was bruised by someone that actually never showed you they cared in the first place. When you start lining yourself up against those big names, you don't just get demoralized, you become incredibly daunted to the point where you just close up and curl into a little ball. Totally don't do that myself. Now I know this feeling because I experience it with my YouTube analytics all the time. When you're about to decide to throw in the towel, there are thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people who have success written all over them. You don't just miss bullseye, you're hitting the wooden frame of the dartboard. Yes, I also do this myself all the time. Anyway, I started this YouTube channel in December 2025 and my numbers were, and still are, low. Very few people cared about my content. I mean, it was unclear and it was testing its waters sort of thing. I was finding my niche and it constantly dragged me down. And I won't lie, it can still do this today. While I'm sitting there editing videos, sometimes I wonder, will this video reach 10 or 50 people or none? But here's the twist. The few people that I did mention earlier, they stayed and cared just enough that it made everything worth doing. Yes, this is no different in any way whatsoever when you get up and do even one teeny tiny task that gets you one step closer to what you actually want to do. You see, we all think the aim is to outshine the competition, to get noticed and stand out amongst everybody else in the hopes that it will lead to faster success. But that could not be further from the truth. What if you're just in competition with the wrong people? And if you are, is it really worth allowing them to stop many years of hard work? If you're feeling stuck and like this right now, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. So when you do open up like this, after everything we've just talked about, you're left vulnerable and exposed. And if you ask me, that is the worst part about being an open book or wear a heart on your sleeve kind of person. So after competing and seeking validation that you're on the right track, the worst part finally hits you in the gut. People start laughing at you, laughing at what you're doing, no matter what it is. It's that classic school or workplace bully remark where they go, "I'm laughing at you, not with you, mate." Yeah, to say this demoralizes you is a colossal understatement. You're told to be expressive and open, but in doing so, you are exposing yourself to the harsh reality we live in today: judgment. People love doing this, but the reason why they do it isn't exactly black and white. If you think they're doing it because they know what success looks like, I'm here to tell you, they're probably right. They're successful, have a high-paying job. Maybe they got thousands of followers on TikTok. They've made it. And the person who's working at McDonald's on a manager's salary who gets good support and a good work-life balance, they didn't make it, no? Or what about a bin collector whose job that 99% of us would never do? Did they fail at life too? They seem quite happy and content to me.
So now,
we start flipping this whole narrative on its ass. Excuse my French. The question is success determined by what you achieve or by what it gives you in return? Example, if we take a manager working at McDonald's, we could say they achieved success because they're a manager. But if that manager is burning out, is unhappy, and is struggling to maintain relationships, it changes the game. Now, I wouldn't call that success. Imagine this the same way as you want to get better at something that you really enjoy, but you are hating every second of it, and you don't know why. If that's happening, is it safe to assume you've achieved success yet? Probably not. This is crucial because that is the trap that vulnerability gets you into. Just imagine that. You've spent months, even years, chasing something you love, only to be defeated by social egos and peer pressure. Now, at the beginning of this video, I said there was a deeper reason why we keep performing for the people around us. And it might just be the most valuable lesson in this topic. You see, by this point, you are ready to give up. So it's only natural that when you get a slight bit of encouragement from somebody who doesn't actually believe in you at all, you're just tricked into continuing. But you're not necessarily doing the wrong thing here. You're just not performing enough for yourself. Take my YouTube analytics. I could not possibly line myself up against Mr. Beast or PewDiePie and expect to win. I'd lose before the audience even watched the first video. And I understand that. But there's one person that I know that I can compete with, knowing it'll be a fair contest. Me. That's who you need to perform for. Not me, of course. You. Nobody else. You are the stage director, the choreographer. You are everything that brings your life together. The audience is only there to react and bounce off what you're doing. Their reactions should fuel your motivation, not crush it. And if you're in front of the wrong audience, you will almost always get a bad reaction. But that's just because they're not necessarily invested in what you're doing. You can be your only audience if that's what you need. Yes, I know that sounds abstract, but let me clear this up. Remember when I said that the audience reacts and bounces off what you're doing? If you become your own audience, you only have one person to bounce off, and that's you. Because when you learn to do this, suddenly the view of what others think you're doing becomes the seasoning, not the main meal. They become data points. You know, things that you can put together to see whether something's really working or not. But you are the judge, jury, and the other word, because I'm not sure YouTube will let me say it. You see, the opinions of other people do matter here. After all, that is one of the many ways that we can improve. You know, sometimes they sneak up on you and they say, hey, this isn't really working. There's gonna be people watching this video who are gonna watch it and go, you know, yeah, this isn't for me. I don't really like it. This creator's wasting their time. And that's fine. So if the responses are negative like that, should you stop being open about who you are and what you're doing? Because if you ask me, being that way is actually your most powerful weapon. The world needs leaders, but it needs much more inspiration. There are likely tens, if not hundreds of thousands of people just like you who don't feel they can express themselves without being heavily criticized. And they are terrified of taking center stage in their own life. But if we all wait in the wings, the audience sees nothing and nobody learns anything. And then they don't grow and share their experiences. And we suddenly end up in this endless loop where nobody really changes for the better. The weapon isn't just inspiration, it's being a voice for people who don't have the courage to start chasing the things they actually want to do. So yes, there will be times when you want to just throw in the towel. Oh, you know, my friend was right, I should never have wanted to become an actor, or a binman, or a McDonald's manager. But hang on a minute, if that's something you still want to do, go for it. Because you are gonna have setbacks. That doesn't necessarily mean you failed. You're only failing if you're allowing other people's negative views to drag you down. I know I promised I'd leave the workplace analogies behind, but this is a good example. When a business loses a worker, they are blasting adverts onto job boards quicker than they denied you a pay rise. Whether it's a business or a toxic friend, toxic partner, whatever it is, do not let them conform you into staying where they want you to be. Because if you do that, you won't just be an open book, you will be one without your own chapters. So in essence, no, you're definitely not being too open, but you're not giving yourself the opportunity to move forward either. Does this mean you need to be selfish? Not necessarily. But there is no use in trying to meet the needs of other people if you can't meet your own. And even then, it doesn't even do much for you anyway. Maybe I'm wrong here, or possibly feeling the open book syndrome myself, but I absolutely do know that the way forward is encouragement, not belittlement. So if you agree, let me know in the comments below. Well, I guess that's it for today. So if you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Smash all of those buttons that you see in your screen, even the dislike button if you want to. Share your experiences, your thoughts. So on that note, I'm going to take a break. Take care, stay you, and I'll see you in the next one. Whew, I love doing YouTube.